Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to SPW Anarchy Archives. I'm your host, Larry, waiting upon my guests. Got me a whole pizza to myself. My ladies have their pizzas. My daughters have theirs, and I have mine. Not sure where my colleagues are, but in the meantime, sorry, I'm hungry. So, we are going to review SPW Into the Underground 10, also known as X, but I'm going to save going over Now You've Got Something to Die For, which is still subject to change, for next Friday, since the show is on that Sunday. And of course, there'll be the Death Row Roadhouse on Saturday, of course. Oh, also, All American Massacre is in September, so stay tuned for that. November 19th through the 22nd will be in Japan. 4 shows. Also, shout out to the Deathmatch Avengers, Fat Squirrel and Skinny Moose. Also, shout out to Smoke and Meteoras. So I think I'll get things started. The others want to join on, they know they're always welcome to, and whoever else like to come on. So good. To kick off the show, we had a street fight. The Rejects taking on Big Bad Baby Daddy and a mystery partner, which turned out to be Big Oos from GPW, which was a hell of a shocker. Made his debut. Nobody saw it coming. And this was a hell of a way to kick off the show. We already know about the kickoff matches for the shows in SPW. Always banger after banger. This one was no different. In the end, Big Oos and Big Bad Baby Daddy walked out victorious. Hell of a matchup. Definitely go check this show out if you didn't. Also, go check out the recent episode of the Death Row Roadhouse. After that, Bloodstone versus Southern Psycho in a hell of a matchup. These two absolutely wanted to destroy each other, and that's no joke because they did not care about the count out that happened. So I'm hoping we get a clear winner next time. and we'll see who walks out on top. Stan Leon versus Tyson Storm. Hell of a contest. These men have history. Now their history is brought here to SPW. And this may be in one of their many more battles to come here in SPW as well. And who knows, there might be under a different stipulation next time. Hell of a showing. Shan Leon walked out victorious. Tyson Storm, may remind you, eliminated the most people in that gauntlet match that we were talking about. Excuse me. But Shan Leon proved that he was the better man that night. But I want to see him run it back here in SPW. Okay. Next up, we had a open challenge between Mike Skyros and a mystery opponent. Nobody knew who it was. He threw out the challenge, and the man that answered was the only one and only, the GOAT of E-Feds, Leo fucking Blade. He's here, and looks like he's here to stay. Hell of a matchup. I would like to see it ran back. Leo Blade walked away victorious. Next up, SPW Women's Championship. We had Cassidy Knight, who needed this win after what happened on the last show, versus Kiri Riot, the champion, who has been on a vicious mean streak as of late. Cassidy Knight walked out the new champion, and oh, no easy task though. Hell of a matchup. But Cassidy is our new champion. Next up, Devo Riot versus Amen. Artem, McGill, Eli, Novak. These two have history, as we stated last time here on the pod, with the righteousness. Both come from IWA. Devo has made a mainstay here, and Amen's looking to become a mainstay here. And in this matchup, Amen walked away victorious. Next up was the ultra-violent ladder match between Nino Extremo versus Lil Devil. This was a hell of a matchup. I told Squirrel and Logan and whoever else listened that I've seen Lil Devil in ladder matches. You guys are in for a treat, and he definitely delivered. Nino Extremo, we've seen him in all different types of crazy environments. So this is nothing new to him. Lil Devil, I've seen him in ladder matches. Hell of a performer, both of them. Good job to Nino Extremo as well. Lil Devil walked away victorious. Three-way death match, which could have been a fatal four-way death match if Joey Samuels showed up, but he did not. So it was JDB versus DMP versus Nomad. And his was a hell of a contest. Definitely a contender for match of the night. DMP walked away victorious. Next up, SPW National Championship Underground match. Juice versus the champion, Big Lou Nixon. Juice being the former champion, Big Lou the current champion. Both men put on a hell of a clinic. Definitely went to war. Only one man was going to walk out champion, and Big Lou retained that gold. Juice put up a hell of a fight, though. Will never take anything away from that man. I'm interested to see when it comes to now you've got something to die for. Big Lou Nixon's next challenger, who we all know to be the judge. Yeah, the judge, Alexander the Judge. Stay tuned for that, y'all. Boss versus boss, light tubes and thumbtacks. Ian, the boss of Bocce Army Wrestling, versus the boss of SPW, the godfather of violence, Logan Slater. Hell of a matchup. This was the co-main event, and this was well needed. And I accidentally skipped a match, my people. I am so sorry. I'll talk about that match after I skip the match. My bad. Hell of a showing. Hell of a contest. Both men have history, and they finally got their hands on each other in SPW. And Logan Slater walked away victorious. And the match that I accidentally skipped, which was match number 8, was a fans bring the weapons, where Mitchy Blaze took on Nick Gage. We did not know if Nick was going to show up, and he showed up. And him and Mitchy went to war, battered and beaten after. Mitchy Blaze walked away victorious. And in the main event, three stages of hell, or in this case, 3 stages of violence, between 2 men that have history here in SPW. Dimebag Dan and the Mighty. By the way, shout out to the This and That podcast by Dimebag Dan. Now, the first stage, steel cage. The second stage, old school weapons. And if necessary, the third stage, I quit deathmatch. Dimebag Dan walked out away in the first stage. Old school weapons was won by Mighty. And in the final stage, for the third stage, the tiebreaker, Mighty had Dimebag Dan say the words, I quit. Mm-hmm. So, hell of a show. From start to finish, leading up to now you've got something to die for, which is August 30th next week. Stay tuned for that, everybody. We will be going over that show next week. I just wanted to go over this one this week, but next week we got something to talk about when it comes to this show, which will be that Sunday. Stay tuned for that. We're going to have 2 IWA Northern Continental qualifiers. Stay tuned for that. We have a bunch of matches lined up. World Tag Championships match, World Championship match, Women's Championship match, anything goes, death match, you name it. It is a stacked fucking card as always. Be there, everybody. Now, I did make the announcements before the shows about what you also got to look forward to, so go check those out. Stay tuned for those. Yeah, it doesn't look like any of my colleagues were coming on today, and that's okay. There's always next time, right? We hope you guys also watch Army Wrestling. Sorry. There's a whole weekend of violence on next week. The 30th, the 29th, and the 28th. IWAs, I don't care. I don't give a fuck. And then Bocce Army Wrestling has their show. Then SPW has their show. 3 back-to-back shows of craziness. Go check them out. That's what I had to go over, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys have a great day. Good night. Good morning. Good evening. Good afternoon. Wherever y'all may be. Peace out.